Guys, hello. I don't even know, I just uploaded a video that I just edited last night and I don't know where I left off. There's a lot going on, but anyway, for Christmas I got a vlog camera. I can actually see myself. It's cool, it's great. See? The thingy flips up. So I can see myself now and I don't have to use my phone anymore. So today's video was supposed to be it's supposed to be, well, this is not what it's supposed to be because I did not buy this for this video. I got a Nerf gun thingamajigger, but that's not the point of this video. That's not the point of the video today. So anyway, this is going to be another talking video. It's supposed to be me explaining to you guys why I know I have autism and stuff like that. So we're going to do autism in an adult woman. Oh yeah. Yep. Things are coming together. I wanted to tell you why I have the autism, although I'm sure you guys have been watching me and just thinking, oh, you know, she's quirky. If you think that I'm a quirky person, this is the reason why. I came across a TikTok and it was like, you know, sometimes, or no, they said having autism is funny because, you know, I'll be talking and then everyone around me is bursting out laughing. And then you stop and realize and you're just like, oh, that's right, I'm funny. Because I guess it's just the way that we talk. Like, it's very monotone. The 10 primary signs. Oh, I still didn't finish introducing the video. So it's me talking about autism while putting together a puzzle. It's got 1,000 pieces and it's fish. It's fish. Come on! Why it's got tape on it? It's never been opened? Irritating me. Let me tell you one thing. This video will be ending. And it won't be ending with me, oh guys, I finished the puzzle. That's not what's happening here. Okay. Can you see? Look, there's so many. Why I think I have autism. Well, one, keep in mind that for women and for men it's actually very different, and this is why a lot of women go undiagnosed, because they're different and we react differently and stuff. So women with autism tend to present differently than men, a fact which has often led to misdiagnosis and underdiagnosis. I need to go to the doctor because I'm trying to not be the type of autistic woman who gets diagnosed in her 40s. I don't know why I bothered to open this like I would. I did not think this through. I don't even like puzzles like that. But I mean, looking at this picture won't help nobody. It's not gonna help. I'm looking at these colors, the colors of the puzzle pieces I'm grabbing, and I'm not seeing that. I ain't seeing that even on the box. So, and then also autism is viewed as a predominantly male condition. Now, being a male is the predominantly condition. That has nothing to do with the autism. Just being a man in general is the mental illness, but it's fine. Social difficulties. That yo, if you guys could watch me all the time in real life, but growing up, in all seriousness, like, I've never been a social kid, and I've never been like naturally able to, like, I can't read social cues. I can't read like social cues and stuff. I'm just not good at it. I don't be getting things, and like even when I mentioned it to like my friend Hannah, like she was watching me because like we were in the grocery store once a couple weeks ago when I went to visit her, and like she saw people that she knew in the store, and like instead of me being like, oh hi, I'm her friend, like I did one of these. I completely zoned out of the conversation and just kind of looked around the store. And yeah, I don't like to speak unless spoken to because I don't know what to say otherwise. And then I'm not good at reading like moods, I guess, and stuff like that. Ow. I can't always read like how someone's feeling and stuff. It's not really my thing. Never has been my thing. This don't fit. I'm already stressed. I don't want to do the puzzle anymore. Yeah, we're gonna do a different puzzle. Another thing with like being autistic, my mind doesn't act like a child. But the problem is that the emotion part of my mind and the social part of my mind is that of a child. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, like being an autistic. Like, notice like with my little sister, like Elsie, like when she gets nonverbal or she can't express herself in the way that she wants, I get that way all the time. Like, I make noises like or I go that's like my biggest noise. I've noticed it gets annoying to people who are actively trying to communicate with me. They'll be like, oh, how are you feeling? And I'm just, what does that even mean right now? Or I even have like times where I just get so overstimulated and I can't express that, so I just get brought to tears like a child would. You know, like if you imagine like being frustrated with a toddler, being a toddler, that's pretty much me. But now imagine it, because it's more frustrating because you're dealing with a 22-year-old and not a child. So you're just like, Raina, what is going on? But like, I don't, like, I always say, like, I don't like being spoken to, like, don't talk to me all the time. Like, that's pretty much it, because I'm just trying to avoid the stress and trying to decode. Like, I can't decode for the life of me. I may work in customer service, and, like, the other thing that we do is that we mimic a lot. So, like, growing up, like, you know, we would look at other people around us, and it would be, okay, this is how I'm supposed to act. Like, I'm very aware that I'm different, but I just made myself act that way. I think that's why I'm good at what I do. If someone's like, you work in customer service, you couldn't have autism. That's just not the case. Autistic woman, we mimic, and then we mask. We mask a lot. Like, so like, while autistic women may interact well in one-to-one situations, they often find it hard to be in groups. I can't do, so yeah, I can do it. It's a lot easier for me to talk to someone one-on-one. As soon as just like more than 2 other people like that I'm talking to, it gets very difficult, and I get quiet in the group. I've noticed, like, in middle school, in elementary school, and in high school, and in college, like literally my whole life, like in groups, I'm usually the quiet one, versus like my personality comes out a lot more when it's really just me and you, because all I have to do is focus on you and your specific like social cues now. Sensory sensitivity. You guys, oh my gosh, so I told you I get overstimulated, but it's not like I get very aware that I'm wearing clothes. I get very aware that the air is touching me, like, or when I once had like a whole internal panic attack with another person, where we went to the grocery store, and I was internally like panicking, and like I instantly started walking fast, and I was just, there was just so many noises and so many people and so many things to like be aware of, that like I was freaking out and moving quickly so that I didn't have to be aware of them anymore. Like I needed to have I needed to know more. Like that's why I don't like going to hospitals. Like I'm so sorry to anyone, like if you were ever someone close to me and you end up in the hospital and I say I will see you when you get out, it just depends on your situation. Like now if you're on your deathbed, I might just have to come. I don't like hospitals. Everything all about that beeps and stuff, it's just the hospital. I don't like it. Oh, and then literally, as I say it, and I just don't like it, it goes, for someone with autism, it's not just a matter of not liking certain things. So another thing about this though, before I continue reading, is the fact that like I have expressed myself and said that like the sound of someone breaking down irritates my soul. And see, stuff like this always gets warped, because like this is literally not me trying to be mean, and trust me, you will know when I'm trying to be mean. Let me get that clear with you. They said, oh well, I'm so sorry that there's the sound of me having feelings and crying or whatever like bothers you, and I was like, that's not the problem. It's not that you're feeling your emotions. That's not my problem. It's the sound of the crying, like the wailing. Like there are literal infants that I glare at from a distance because it's the sound, the literal vibration as it's hitting my eardrum of their wailing, where why it bothers my, like it bothers the brainwave. But it says like we have a heightened sense of awareness when it comes to smells, light, sound, and touch. It really, like, I don't like being touched. I really don't like being touched, and I've been in experiences where like I've been around people who are clingy and touchy, and like their love language is touch, and I've had to get used to it in a way, but they've also had to get used to the fact that I don't like to be touched, and it has nothing to do, it's never a personal thing. It's never been a personal thing. I just don't like being touched. Like even our cat, like he'll rub against my leg, and like I'll flip out sometimes and almost send him flying with my foot, because like I'm not, first of all, especially if I don't see it coming, I can't even mentally prepare myself, you know what I mean? But like I just don't, Like, this is why I'm concerned about if I ever do get married, because how am I supposed to wear the ring? I don't like things on my fingers. So what am I supposed to do? And I don't like jewelry for the specific reason that I can feel it on me all the time. Like, if I've come so close to cutting off my own hair because I'm so aware of it being on my scalp, what makes you think that I could wear jewelry just to prove that I love you? Isn't me saying yes and marrying you in the first place enough? Is that not enough? It says it's not just a matter of not liking certain things, it's a sense of being unable to tolerate them. So I literally just can't, the same way that, you know, people think about it like, oh, I can't tolerate a fly flying around the room. It's, to me, everything else is just as irritating as that, or if not more. But like, not being able to sleep if people are breathing in the same room. This is why I had such a hard time in college and having a roommate, or like even when I had to share a room with my little sister the one time before everyone's rooms got done. I found one with 100 pieces, so we gotta do this one instead. Why is none of these is open? People with executive function problems might find it hard to organize themselves, finish tasks, and maintain emotional control. Yeah, the first two don't apply to me because I organize myself very well. It's just I have a mix of the disorders, so sometimes things don't fully apply. Ew. What? It's residue. You can see the dust on my hand. But yeah, the emotional control part was what I was going to say. Not very good at it. Half the time I don't even realize the emotion that I'm feeling. Like I literally like can't read myself, if that makes sense. My experience has been that I have been around said guy that I met. Basically, he's been the one to help me. Like, in all seriousness, he's been the one to kind of help me navigate, and he's like the only one who fully knows my autistic personality and knows how to respond to it in every way. Which I feel so bad for, because he's low-key trained himself how to be with an autistic person. He helps me read my emotions and try and express myself better. It's not even that I'm a private person or anything, or that I'm closed off. It's just the fact that I quite literally don't have the ability to like read myself properly. We're gonna start with this. We're gonna start with the tongue, because I see pink. I see pink. The rest of it all looks the same. It all looks the same. But yeah, it's just I can't control my emotions, or I can't read them well, and then it's gotten to the point where it makes me not want to like have to think about them in any way, shape, or form, because it gets exhausting for me. It gets exhausting trying to figure it out, I've noticed. Obsessive interests. So y'all, Spider-Man. This, I don't know if this is a hyperfixation by content creating and stuff. I had a fixation with anime for a little bit. Music has will forever have a chokehold on me. I get these things, like he calls them autism hands, where I go like this. And this is a way that I express myself no matter what I'm feeling, apparently. Oh, but yeah, people with autism display what if then thinking, and often want to get to the bottom of how something works. I will really sit there and have a whole battle with them on like a whole topic that they weren't prepared to talk about, but I was ready. Camouflaging or masking, I think. So autistic women tend to have a greater desire to be sociable than autistic men, and spend a considerable amount of time and energy in masking or camouflaging their differences in order to pass as normal. Although neurotypicals of both genders and autistic men also camouflage, women with autism tend to do so to a far higher degree. So again, this is exactly why I have not been diagnosed. Then there's sleep issues, but that I got a lot that contributes to my sleep issues. But yeah, so I call them my AAAs. The AAAs that keep me awake. So it's the anxiety, ADHD, and autism, and they all give me insomnia, so that I have insomnia. I'm so aware of everything outside of this room and within this room too. When I'm trying to go to sleep though, I'm very aware. Like, I hate when I can hear somebody moving around out in the hallway, because like, what are you doing? Difficulties with eye contact, that's pretty simple. I mean, you can literally gauge it from right now, because I haven't really been focusing on the puzzle. Like, I don't even like eye contact with the camera. I don't do eye contact well, never have, don't do eye contact well with anybody. It doesn't matter if I'm in love with you. It doesn't matter if I'm used to you. I don't give eye contact to my own mother. Like, I will give you a brief little thing and I look away so quickly. And it's not necessarily the best thing, because, you know, I know eye contact gets looked at as sentimental. But that's the other thing with me. I can't read sentimentality. I don't understand sentimentality. So a woman with autism may be okay at making eye contact because she's learned to do so, but it feels unnatural or hard. So when I do force myself, especially like for customer service things, or like for interviews and stuff like that, I force myself for interviews all the time, and I hate it. but it's agonizing pain for me. It's like, oh, it's like agonizing pain for me sometimes. Emotional regulation issues and meltdown. So I said this earlier, but like I can't, I'm always self-regulating and I'm always irritated. And you can't tell that I'm irritated a lot because I'm very good at masking it and regulating myself. But like when I'm allowed to be me, I let myself just feel, so I'm not constantly bottling, because you know constantly bottling isn't smart. I let myself feel what I have to feel. And so I will have my temper tantrums. I will let myself break down. I will cry over small things that you would think are not a big deal. But then, like, when you're crying over something that is a big deal, I'm sitting here like, because I don't get it. But I get my own issues, kind of, not really. I just know how I'm affected and how I want to react to it. That's how I gauge things. Research has shown that there is a poor connection between the frontal cortex and the amygdala. I've always identified as like a rational thinker type person, and that's because I don't identify with emotions. Be like, oh, you just don't care about other people, or you're not empathetic, and I'm like, I am quite literally incapable. I don't feel empathy like that at all. And stimming! I stim with this now. Like, I'm always touching it like this and like doing stupid faces and like messing with it, but it helps me think. I also do this. I do this a lot whenever I have braids. I tend to just like touch the top parts where the roots are, which I hate because then it makes them fuzzy. The UPS man is here. Ooh, that's cheaper than expected. We're gonna buy this too. Oh, I guess anxiety and depression is another thing. So maybe it's because I'm overall autistic and then everything else just followed suit. Because I think that's what it is. And what happens is when you have it, you end up getting everything else. Oh, feet rubbing though. Feet rubbing for stimming and stuff. I do that a lot when I'm trying to sleep. Like, but I think a lot of people do that. Like, you just rub your feet together. I've taken the test. I've taken lots of online tests too and stuff. And it's like, good, don't take this as your diagnosis. But like every single one of them be telling me, and I heavily identify. And then for me to sit here and tell other people, and they're sitting here like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense actually for you, and why things would be the way that they are for you. That makes sense. Like, ooh, that's what it's called. Flat prosody. Prosody? Robotic sounding vocalization. I talk like the monotone. I've always said I talk monotone. Inability to use spoken language in a meaningful way. Yeah. I can write you up a paragraph. Now come on. Attach. Never mind, don't attach. You don't even belong there. That don't go here either. Wow. That's actually low-key disrespectful. Like, they really out here playing games with me in my life. Ah! His face coming together. Hold on. The face is coming. Ah! It already said everything. But yeah, I have all of the signs. I just wanted to let y'all know, but you can also probably see it in my personality, like without even me like overly editing, because all I do is just the jump cuts. I just be how I am. I always say I don't gotta do nothing but stay black and die, and I came to do what it does. As in, I came to do me, and I ain't got nothing else to do because that's all I can do. So yeah, this is about as much as I got done. But you see how they all looked in the same. Like, even if what if I tried the grass or whatever the heck it is? This is what it's supposed to look like, the finished product. I have to go poop again. I already went 3 whole times. No, that's a lie. I went twice. Not good. No, here go the instructions. What's an FCC statement? Not the government. I figured it out. I got it. I can name my blaster. Oh. I named it Shadow Scorpion because I like to wear black and I'm a Scorpio. Because how do I reload? Oh, is this how I reload? Oh. Okay. I got you. That's the end of the video though. Thank y'all for watching. Ooh, snap. They're coming kind of close.